Members of Parliament who have been arraigned in the Anti-Corruption Court on charges of corruption and diverting government resources include the Igara East Member of Parliament and also Chairperson Disciplinary Committee of the Patriotic League of Uganda, Michael Mawanda, Busiki County Member of Parliament Paula Kamba, Elgon County Member of Parliament Ignatius Mudimi, and Advocate Julius Chiriataita Nkoko. Court charged them with 5 counts, among them corruption and diverting public resources.
And a resident of Kololo.
The charge sheet also shows that Mr. Mawanda diverted 1 billion and 50 million shillings that was made to compensate war victims through Buyaka Growers Cooperative Society in Bulambuli district.
Your particulars, please be attentive. A1, Honorable Mawanda Michael Maranga, male adult, aged 56 years old, Munyankole by tribe, Honorable Member of Parliament representing Igara East constituency, and a resident of Kololo, Kampala district. A2, Honorable Wamakuyu Ignatius Mudimi, male adult, aged 54 years old, Emugishu by tribe, Honorable Member of Parliament representing Elgon County in Bulambuli district, and a resident of plot 1936 Nsambia Estates, Goodwill Zone, Machindia Division, Kampala City. A3, Honorable Akamba, a male adult, aged 41 years old, Musoga by tribe, Honorable Member of Parliament representing Busiki County in Namutumba district, and a resident of Chanja Central, Nakawa Division, Kampala City. F4, Kiria Julius Taitankoko, male adult, aged 50 years old, Emugwere by tribe, advocate at Kiria and company advocates, resident of Kauku Entebbe Road, Kajansi Town Council, Wakiso District. Statement of offense. Diversion of public resources contrary to Section 6 and 26 of the Anti-Corruption Act 2009 as amended. Statement of the offense. Honorable Mawanda Michael Maranga, in the month of October 2021 in Kampala, at Kampala district, converted public funds amounting to Uganda shillings 1 billion 50 million for purposes related to that for which the resources were intended, to wit, war loss compensation by the government of Uganda to Buyaka Growers Cooperative Society Limited for his own benefit. Honorable Mawanda, have you heard and understood? Is that true or it's not true?
Prosecution also alleges that Busiki Member of Parliament Paula Kamba diverted 200 million shillings meant for war victims as compensation.
Count 3, statement of offense. Diversion of public resources contrary to Section 6 and 26 of the Anti-Corruption Act 2009 as amended. Particulars of the offense. Honorable Akamba Paul, between the months of May 2023 and June 2023, in Kampala at Kampala district, converted public funds amounting to Uganda shillings 200 million for purposes unrelated to that for which the resources were intended, to wit, war loss compensation by the to Buyaka Growers Cooperative Society Limited for his own benefit. Honorable Kamba, heard and understood? How do you plead? Amounting to Uganda shillings 2,228,714,611 for purposes unrelated to that for which the resources were intended, to wit, war loss compensations by the government of Uganda to Buyaka Growers Cooperative Society Limited for his own benefit. Mr. Kiria had an understood. Is it true or if not? A plea of not guilty is entered.
Elgon County Member of Parliament Ignatius Modemi is alleged to have embezzled 2.391 billion, and an advocate Julius Chiriataita Nkoko is accused of 2.280 million from the government of Uganda.
Count 2, statement of offence. Diversion of public resources contrary to Section 6 and 26 of the Anti-Corruption Act 2009 as amended. Honorable Mudimi in Kampala at Kampala District converted public funds amounting to Uganda shillings 2,398,714,611 for purposes unrelated to that for which the resources were intended, to wit, war loss compensation by the government of Uganda to Buyaka Growers Cooperative Society Limited for his own benefit. Honorable Mudimi, have you had an understood? How do you plead? A plea of not guilty is entered. Fraud, contrary to Section 309 of the Penal Code Act, Cap 120, particulars of the offence. Honorable Mawanda Michael Maranga, Honorable Mudimi Wamakuyu Ignatius, Honorable Akamba Paul, Kiria Julius, Kavundira Leonard, and others still at large between 2019 and 2023 conspired to defraud the government of Uganda shillings 3,448,714,611, which was intended for war loss compensation to Buyaka Growers Cooperative Society Limited. Honorable Mawanda, believing that you've had an understood, how do you plead? Plea of not guilty is entered. Honorable Mudimi, plea of not guilty is entered. Honorable Akamba, plea of not guilty entered. And then Mr. Kiria,
not guilty.
The offences against the accused were committed between 2019 and 2023, and the accuser pleaded not guilty, although prosecution informed court that investigations are almost complete.
We're on our third prayer. We're on a Monday, is 24th, I beg your pardon. 24th of June. And our third prayer is that, in accordance with section 122 subsection 2 of the MCA,
Section
122 subsection 2 of the MCA, that the accused persons be remanded for 14 clear days, and court has the discretion to guide us on the hearing date. We so pray, Your Worship.
Before being charged, Member of Parliament Paula Kamba was first committed to High Court on charges of corruption.
Your Honor, in terms of Rule 8, Sub-Rule 3, of the case management rules of this court, the documents are available and we are ready to disclose. But if we had known that our brother has instructions to conduct the trial, we would have even done it earlier. So we are going to sit with our brother and do the disclosure.
So sorry for that. In respect to the submission by counsel for the accused and that by the prosecution, in regard to bail, this court takes note that it granted bail to A2 before the prosecution communicated to it their position to have accused persons committed for their trial by the High Court. A3, as it stands now, A1 and A3 were committed before grant of bail and now have to apply for bail before the High Court if they so wish. Considering the twist in the events, it would only be right and prudent for this court at this stage to cancel the bail that it granted A2 before his committal. Before his committal, so he can equally apply for bail before the High Court. So that High Court that will handle this matter can then handle the bail aspect of the same for all three accused persons when they apply. A2's bail is cancelled in accordance with Rule 20, Sub-Rule 2C of the High Court Anti-Corruption Case Management Rules. In the premises, this court hereby orders that the bail deposit of 13 million that A2 made be refunded to him. A2 is remanded to appear in a session convenient to the High Court, that is ACD, Anti-Corruption Division of the High Court.
Akama now joins members of Parliament Yusufu Mutembula and Sisi Namuju, who were committed to High Court of recent. Although the Principal Cooperative Office of Ministry of Trade and Industry, Kavondla Leonard, was not in court, he is also accused of allegedly diverting 3.448 billion shillings meant for Buyaka Growers Cooperative Society Limited. The accused legal team, led by the former Deputy Attorney General, Mwesigwa Lokutana, asked court for more time to interact with their clients, after which they will apply for bail for the accused persons.
When he is represented,
But Your Honor, we have...
and then even Efo is a lawyer. Really? For him, he's unrepresented, but he's a lawyer. The other ones have representation.
Your Honor, we have a predicament.
Pardon?
We have a predicament. A1 was arrested yesterday evening. Yesterday but one, sorry. Yesterday but one evening. He was detained incommunicado and we have not had an opportunity to interact with him and seek his instructions. We could have done that today if the accused was produced in a good time for us to interact with him at court, as ought to be the practice. I've been here waiting since morning, but the accused was produced late afternoon, and I will not talk to him. Lastly, so the clouds out there are still dark. We fear that it may rain on our client.
Speak a language that everybody understands or use.
It may rain on our client if he is set free on bail. I don't ask you enough. Therefore, we are deferring our client's right to apply for bail pending our interaction with him.
Your Worship, similarly, we do not have also time to interact with A2. We do not know, and A2 did not know the charges which are going to be preferred against him. We did not know when he was going to be produced, and we do not even know the charges, how many charges were there or are going to be preferred against him. As an office of this court, Your Worship, we think it's in order for the state to come up with charges against accused persons and prefer them as opposed to piecemeal charges leading to mental torture and harassment of suspects who are Ugandans. But nevertheless, with the same boat like A1, we are deferring our bail application. We've not forfeited that right to apply. So when we come to knock at your doors, Your Worship, we hope you'll accommodate us. Much obliged, Your Worship.
He has been in custody of the prosecution since the 14th day of June 2024 from 5:13 p.m. It is until today, since 14th June 2024, 5:12 p.m. We've been looking for him, and we were surprised today at 2 p.m. see him in court the same attires in which he wore on 14th when he was granted bail. We have not got time to confer with him regarding this matter as far as bail application is concerned. As we are shocked by the charges, as he's equally recovering from the mental shock of the 6 days of being in communicado. So we join our colleague to defer the application until such a time when we are fully instructed by Honorable Kamoko.
Has submitted to the effect that prosecution is bringing piecemeal charges against his client. The simple response, Your Honor, is preferring and management of criminal cases in this country is a preserve of the DPP, and therefore there can be no question whatsoever as to why these charges are being pressed. The principles are very clear. We follow the Constitution and other factors regarding when to separate the charges and the decision to prosecute. Therefore, we wish to respond that there is no harassment intended on his client. The DPP is only following the Constitution, and we are ready to adduce evidence to prove our charges. Regarding the submission of Counsel Robert Mackey to the effect that his client has been held incommunicado, Your Honor, this is altogether different case file with a different charge sheet, and therefore we don't know anything regarding his client being held incommunicado. You know, now we are committed to disclose our evidence to the defense team and the accused, as it is the requirement of the law. You know, also from their submission, they concede to my prayer that their clients be remanded as by law, at least for 14 clear days. It's not within my mandate to comment about their bail. We so pray, Your Honor.
Your Worship, we appreciate and acknowledge that under Article 120 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, these powers are with the DPP to prosecute and to manage criminal processes. But Your Worship, Clause 5 is very specific, and for avoidance of doubt, it says that in exercising his or her powers under the article, the Director of Public Prosecutions shall have regard to the public interest, the interest of the administration of justice, and the need to prevent abuse of legal process. Yes, Article 120, Clause 5. And I think it's the interest of the broader, it's in the interest of broader justice which under Article 126 is supposed to be in the name of the people. So there's nothing more like abuse of the legal process when on the same facts or series of facts you bring piecemeal charges. But some of these things are also for all of us to learn. And it avoids nasty scenarios outside this gate.
Counsel.
All the same, we
Counsel,
do not know.
are you trying to inform court that there are more charges coming on?
No, but you see, the court could have taken judicial notice of a member of parliament who is not my client being released on bail and being arrested. I mean, these people are in their hands. You bring the rest of things.
Piecemeal.
Piecemeal. Yeah, you see, you know, you have these charges against somebody, 1, 2, 3. You wait. Akamba, who is not my client, is released on bail, you arrest. We should do constitutional things when we are also invoking the Constitution. The DPP has all the constitutional powers. But let's also do Constitution. The Constitution does not say detain a man in communicado for 6 days. No. Anyway, all the same, we would just want to be on the record, for the record, on record. Lastly, Council, the Chief State Attorney has emphasized the 14 clear days. Not once but twice. We do not know what those instructions are, but if it's convenient to court, we have no objection to that. But we reserve the right to apply for bail at an opportune time. We are much obliged. He has told us to give us the disclosures. We'll be expecting them. Much obliged.
Magistrate Joan Yasiro remanded the legislators to Luzila Government Prison until 9th July 2024 for mention of the case.
They have the right to apply for bail, and they choose whether to exercise that right or not. From informations by their counsel and F4, they are not ready to exercise that right as yet, and court has taken note of the same. For the issue of charges being brought in piecemeal, that's the preserve of the DPP, and the defense counsel who has raised this has not informed this court if there are any other charges to be brought against his client. For A2, whose counsel submits that he was held incommunicado, if A2 feels aggrieved, his counsel knows exactly what steps to take and where to seek legal redress. For the issue in regard to disclosure, the state appears not ready to disclose as yet. The prosecution submits that disclosure will be ready in a month's time, and this would only imply that much as investigations may be complete, disclosure is not ready for this court to fix the matter for hearing. Besides this, since the accused persons are not on bail, matter cannot be fixed after a month, bearing in mind that even if the disclosure is done in a month's time, this court will still have to give the defense time after that 1 month to prepare. Matter will thus be adjourned for mention and not for hearing. At the next sitting, the prosecution will update this court on the status of disclosure. That is when the 4 accused persons return to court. For now, matter is adjourned to be produced in court for plea. We are going to get a date when A1, 2, 3, and 4 will appear for mention.
Prosecution was represented by Jonathan Muwaganya, Edward Muhumuza, among others.